Pennington back to pass, looking for Moss, downfield, has him at the 40-yard line, 35, 30, 20, and Randy Moss will score.
The Heisman Trophy is based on the best college football player, and I feel that Randy is the best college football player, bar none. No matter where you are, you're going to get heard of if any type of a ball player.
Things that you say about Randy Moss, you don't say them about the other Heisman candidates. You don't say they're the best athlete that maybe has ever played the position.
Probably the best thing you could say about Randy, that he let his game do his talking.
Randy Moss in college wasn't just good, he was absolutely unreal. Before You Got Mossed became a thing, before he was terrorizing NFL defenses, there was a college journey so wild, so improbable, it almost feels like fiction.
Pennington looking long. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown. It's Moss. And Marshall has the lead. Unbelievable.
Back in the 90s, before the transfer portal, before NIL deals, before it was easy to switch schools and get another shot, if your dream school dropped you, that was usually it. But Moss, he bounced back, twice. Today on Red Zone Docs, we dive into the jaw-dropping story that made him a legend and prove why Randy Moss's college career was actually crazier than you thought. And if you love discovering stories about football's greatest stories, don't forget to subscribe for more. Let's take you back to the early 90s in Rand, West Virginia, deep in the heart of Appalachia. Randy Moss wasn't just a local legend, he was a multi-sport phenom whose athletic gifts were the stuff of playground myths. At DuPont High School, he wasn't just the star, he was the program.
You will never experience nothing like high school football. That's Friday Night Lights, man.
TD.
Bounce pass is complete to Randy Moss.
That razzle-dazzle straights that I'm telling you about, that's how I developed my game.
Unquestionably the most gifted athlete that we've had at DuPont High School since I've been here. And I think he'll be a good college player because I think he has the work habits. And
whatever you ask this kid to do, he can do it, man. That's just what I'm trying to tell you. These kids are special.
Every time he touched the ball, you never know what he's going to do.
Back-to-back state championships in 92 and 93. Wide receiver, free safety, return specialist, kicker, and punter.
I don't feel that I'm a very good defensive player, but I think the receiver of Randy Moss would probably win the battle between a free safety and a wide receiver.
Okay, then where would Randy the punter kick the ball to Randy the punt returner?
If he wants to test him, then he should kick it to him. But if he's sucking air, then he should just kick it away from him so it just hit inbounds and roll on out of bounds just to save him the trouble of chasing him if he breaks past everybody else.
You know, other schools, you wanted to come to DuPont and watch the game we was playing because you ain't want to miss nothing. Man, I remember this game we was playing our senior year. Randy was back there catching a punt. He took it back. Boom. They punted it again. Took it to the house. Randy Moss 14, the other team 0. Every time Randy touched the ball, he was scoring. So would you hype him up? I was even hyping him up.
He was like a special athlete. Whatever you ask him to do, he could do.
He played baseball for one season as a center fielder. They hit a shot into the gap that there was no chance of getting. And he ran it down and made the catch. And I'm like, I've just seen a kid outrun a baseball.
Oh, and by the way, he was also dominating on the basketball court, alongside his quarterback, a flashy kid named Jason Williams, the future NBA star known as White Chocolate. Ironically, in football, it was Williams who got the spotlight first. In 1993, Williams, Moss's QB, was named West Virginia Football Player of the Year. But the next year, Moss took the crown, winning the same award in 1994 after Williams graduated. Then Moss flipped the script in basketball.
What you have to do that is exactly what Logan did, and that's attack it off the dribble.
This is Jason Williams with Moss.
People don't realize how good Randy could have been as a basketball player if he would have just focused strictly on that. He led them to the state high school championship game in basketball, along with Bobby Howard, along with Sam Singleton, along with Jason Williams. Randy was a 6'4" shooting guard who played so far above the rim.
While Williams was dazzling crowds with no-look passes, it was Moss who walked away with West Virginia Basketball Player of the Year, twice. Williams, he never won it.
Randy Moss. You play high school ball with Randy Moss. I'm pretty sure y'all, and both of y'all talk alike. I don't understand either one of y'all sometimes. But how was it like playing with one of the best receivers to ever play in the NFL on the basketball court?
I'm going to take it a step further than not just the best receiver. To me,
He's the best.
I played with a lot of good athletes. Bruh's the best athlete I've ever been around. I mean, when I talk about athletes, I'm thinking like, can he hoop? Can he throw a baseball? Can he sprint faster than you? Can he jump higher than you? Can he throw a fishing rod further than you? All that, bruh.
Skip a rock.
He do everything. He gonna beat all y'all.
But how was it playing basketball with him?
It was good. You know, he was player of the year in basketball our years, and I was player of the year in football one year. He was player of the year in basketball, but I wasn't trying.
What position you play in football?
Quarterback.
Okay, you was still throwing that thing.
But I wasn't trying to get hit or nothing like that.
Yeah, you didn't like
straight
that.
Out of bounds.
Yeah. You ain't putting your head down on nobody?
Too fragile, bro.
Keep them pads clean.
Yeah.
I think that our era was a great era, you know, because you had guys in football, guys really wanting to go to college. Guys were blessed, you know, fortunate to go to the league. So, you know, shout out to you and Shay Cotton, man, because if y'all really wouldn't have discouraged me to play basketball, to play football, then where would I be at today?
Great, man. I'm glad you chose football because without that, we wouldn't have got to see the great Randy Moss and blessing us with some real skill, my dude.
As a sophomore on the track, Moss torched the field, winning state titles in the 100 and 200 meters.
He went to high school track meet. He won all the sprints. Didn't stay to get his medals or his trophies.
This wasn't just talent. This was another stratosphere. College scouts were drooling. Lou Holtz said Randy Moss was the best high school football player he'd ever seen.
If they were playing touch tackle, he would have scored 90% of the time. They couldn't touch him.
Randy Moss was one of the best athletes I have ever seen. He was fast, he could fly, he was natural. I knew enough about him to know that we wanted him.
Bobby Bowden compared him to Deion Sanders, calling him just a bigger Deion. For Moss, the dream was crystal clear. Notre Dame, the Golden Helmet, the Fighting Irish. In 1995, he signed his letter of intent. The football world was buzzing. But then, the dream began to unravel. A racially charged fight erupted in the hallways of DuPont High. Moss, backing a friend who'd been targeted with racial slurs, found himself in the middle of it. One student hospitalized. Moss initially charged with a felony. Though later reduced to a misdemeanor, the damage was done. 30 days in jail, expelled from school, forced to finish at an alternative school. Notre Dame's response? Swift and brutal. Enrollment denied. The Golden Helmet? Out of reach. The dream? Shattered. For most players, this would have been game over. But Randy Moss's story was just getting started. Notre Dame officials suggested Florida State. Coach Bobby Bowden had a reputation for giving second chances. Moss enrolled at FSU hoping to reboot his dream. But here's the catch. Because he had already signed a letter of intent with Notre Dame, the NCAA considered him a transfer student. And back in the 90s, transfer rules were brutal. There was no portal, no waiver system. If you transferred between D1 schools, you sat out a year, no exceptions. So in 1995, Moss redshirted. He didn't play a single down, just watched from the sidelines. But even in practice, and especially in the spring, the legend was growing. During FSU's 1996 Garnet and Gold spring game, Moss hauled in a 56-yard touchdown from Dan Kendra in the fourth quarter, finally giving fans a glimpse of what all the hype was about. Coach Bobby Bowden said Moss finally got one. All spring, he's managed to get at least one in each scrimmage. I was glad to see that. He compared Moss to Michael Irvin and said, he's got so many tools, limitless tools. Tallahassee was buzzing. This wasn't just hype anymore. This was happening. And just like that, it was over before it started. That summer, back in West Virginia to finish out the rest of his 30-day sentence, Moss tested positive for marijuana. It was a violation of his probation. He was ordered to serve an additional 60 days in jail. Coach Bowden, a man known for patience, had reached his limit. Moss was dismissed from the team. No regular season snaps, just spring game flashes and practice field lore. 2 dream schools, 2 dismissals, and with the way NCAA rules worked back then, his options were shrinking fast. The narrative was writing itself, a generational talent spiraling toward what could have been. And here's the thing, Florida State didn't need much more to be unstoppable. That 1996 FSU team, they lost just one game all season. They had Warwick Dunn in the backfield, Peter Warwick and E.G. Green at receiver. And on defense, future NFL stars like Corey Simon, Peter Boulware, and Andre Wadsworth. Now imagine adding Randy Moss to that mix. What if he stays clean, plays the 1996 season, and becomes the final weapon on an already loaded Florida State roster?
Zero question in my mind. If Randy Moss wasn't redshirted, we would have won another national championship at Florida State. And of course, when you go to Florida State, there's a ton of competition. You're going to get humbled most of the time. Randy Moss did not get humbled. From the moment he stepped in to any drill, he was unstoppable. And we're playing against NFL guys. Corey Fuller would come back. Terrell Buckley would come back, work out in the summer. Randy Moss is out there running routes against them and plucking balls out of the air in one-on-one situations with ease. I'm watching all this unfold and I'm thinking, this guy has to sit out here? Like, hold on a second. Like, maybe I should go talk to Coach Bowden and just kind of get a feel for where we are. He's like, I just can't. He's like, I'm a man of my word. I had to suspend him. He has to learn his lesson. So, tough luck.
We'll never know. Facing what seemed like his final opportunity, Moss made a pivotal decision. Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia, just an hour from home.
Just be shocking to me, coming from Marshall and little school compared to the big schools.
Division I AA, which meant he could play immediately without losing eligibility. This was it. Last Chance U before the Netflix series. The fall of 1996. Marshall became the unlikely stage for a resurrection. Florida recruiting insider Brian Smith tells a story about Moss's first practice at Marshall. Moss came in with all this hype and the Marshall players, especially the defensive players, didn't like it, to the point where they were going to prove that Moss was no different than them. Here's what happened next.
Took a quick slant, first play of practice, scored. Had a reverse, scored. And then there was another third play, scored. Like the first 3 times Randy touched the ball, going all out, he scored. Nobody said crap after that.
From game 1, it was clear this wasn't just another talented player. He was unstoppable, especially at the Division I AA level. Against Howard in the season opener, Moss wasted no time. 26-yard touchdown in the first quarter. The very next week against West Virginia State, 3 touchdowns in a single half from 67, 9, and 5 yards. Defenses were already on notice. Georgia Southern saw a 42-yard bomb in the first quarter, then a 4-yard score in the second. Western Kentucky, 3-yard touchdown. Tennessee Chattanooga witnessed a 46-yard house call. VMI got hit with a 59-yard bomb, all in the first quarter. The pattern was clear, early, explosive, and often. Western Carolina tried to contain him. Moss responded with 2 first-quarter touchdowns, 25 and 26 yards. Appalachian State, a perennial 1AA power at the time, couldn't solve the riddle either. An 18-yarder in the first, then a monster 72-yard score in the third quarter.
Presser, time to throw. Moss got the catch and a touchdown. He's gone. Moss gets his 13th touchdown of the year and his second of the day.
The Citadel game was a Randy Moss masterclass. 4 touchdowns, 13 yards, 14 yards, another 14-yarder, and a 6-yard score. East Tennessee State felt his late-game heroics with a 72-yard touchdown in the fourth. Furman gave up a 26-yarder in the second quarter. He was averaging over 20 yards per catch and scoring almost at will. 21 of his regular season touchdowns came in the first half, 12 in the first quarter alone. Teams knew he was coming, they game planned for him, and it simply didn't matter. The 1996 1AA playoffs were where the legend was cemented.
Get some heat. Presser downfield. Moss. Got the ball. Look out. Moss has got the football and off to the races. Look out. Speed. Touchdown, Randy Moss. Oh, he makes the catch in traffic right in front of Darrell Green and takes it in for the score.
Against Delaware in the quarterfinals, Moss put on one of the most dominant displays in college football history. 8 catches, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. Marshall rolled 59-14. After a semifinal win over Murray State, it was time for the national championship against Montana. On the biggest stage of 1AA football, Randy Moss was otherworldly.
Here comes a blitz on Cresser, slant to Moss. Into the secondary is Randy Moss. He might take it. One man to beat. Gokachia got to him. No, he didn't. Touchdown.
9 catches, 220 yards, 4 touchdowns. He scored on passes of 57, 70, 19, and 12 yards, setting championship records and leading Marshall to a 49-29 victory and a perfect 15-0 season. He tied Jerry Rice's 1AA record with 28 receiving touchdowns. The statement was made.
Randy, congratulations. 3 touchdown catches in the first half from this man to your left.
Oh, yeah, I meant a lot. We had to come out here and get ourselves together and just play hard.
For 1997, Marshall made a bold leap to Division 1A, joining the Mid-American Conference. The question everyone was asking, could Randy Moss replicate that otherworldly dominance against tougher competition? Or was his 1AA performance just a big fish in a small pond? The season opener was a tough road test at West Virginia. In a hard-fought loss, Moss still managed 10 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. Then came Army, 5 catches, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a breathtaking 90-yard catch and run that left defenders grasping at air.
And he's got some room and moves. Randy Moss. Oh, my. Oh. Now we see the speed. Randy Moss. Looks like he's going the distance. Randy Moss. What a play. Wow.
But if there was any doubt about his ability to dominate at the 1A level, Moss erased it against Ball State with one of the greatest receiving performances you'll ever see. 13 catches, 205 yards, and an incredible 5 touchdowns. 5. He was a one-man wrecking crew.
Touchdown. 58 yards. Moss with the touchdown. Randy Moss. He's back there. Touchdown. Number 3 for Randy Moss. Wow. Number 4 on the day for Randy Moss. And touchdown. You can just see it. Number 5.
Week after week, the numbers were staggering. Akron, 6 catches, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Miami of Ohio, 10 passes for 147 yards and 2 scores in a loss. Eastern Michigan, 8 catches, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Central Michigan, 7 catches, 193 yards, 2 scores. Defenses double-teamed him, bracketed him, rolled coverages his way. Made no difference. Chad Pennington and Moss were an unstoppable duo. His dominance propelled Marshall to the MAC championship game against Toledo. In a snowy, hard-fought contest, Moss was the difference maker. 7 catches, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns in a 34-14 victory. The season culminated in the Motor City Bowl against Ole Miss. Against SEC competition, Moss shone brightly. 6 passes for 173 yards and a touchdown. Though Marshall lost a close game, Moss had proven his point beyond any doubt.
Moss sprinting for the end zone. Got his bag. And he's got it. One for the record books, Randy Moss. Number 22 this season for Randy Moss. Ties Manny Hazard from Houston for the NCAA single season record, his 50th career touchdown, and the Mid-American Conference record for points in a season, number 88.
2 seasons at Marshall. 2 seasons of unparalleled dominance. In 1997, he finished with 96 receptions for 1,820 yards and 26 touchdowns. He won the Biletnikoff Award as the nation's top receiver and finished 4th in Heisman Trophy voting, almost unheard of for a player from a mid-major conference. Personally, he had my vote, if I had one to give.
As you mentioned, I'm with Randy now, and Randy, obviously an incredible year this year, and looking back throughout your whole career since you got out of high school, was it a big night just to be here, the fact that considering all these obstacles that you've had to overcome?
Oh, yeah. Being up here in New York is, I'm fortunate and blessed to be up here chilling with Leaf, Manning, and Woodson. It's been great. So I'm just up here just having fun.
What level of competition, but it's got to feel good knowing in your mind, and you talk to players such as Ryan and Peyton and Charles, you know you can get it done at any level in your mind, I would think.
I feel that I'm just a ball player. You know, I'm not a cocky ball player, but I just go out there and do what, you know, what's expected of me. So if it's the block to spring the running back, I'll do that. If it's catch the ball in the end zone, I'll do that. So I'm just there to do what I'm expected to do.
Randy Moss at Marshall wasn't just a player. He was an event, a weekly spectacle of athletic brilliance that left a trail of broken records and something folks in Huntington will never forget. After just 2 electrifying seasons, Moss declared for the 1998 NFL Draft. The highlight reels were mind-boggling. The stats were historic. The talent was undeniable, yet the character concerns still lingered.
Wide receiver from Marshall University, Randy Moss.
Randy Moss is on our draft board right now, rated as a first-round pick. When we actually stack our board, then he won't be on the board.
Next thing you know, on the bottom of that ticker said, with the 21st pick, the Minnesota Vikings select.
He slid to the 21st pick with Minnesota, but that's a story for another day. What Randy Moss left behind in his brief college career was a legacy etched in fire and glory. His 2 years at Marshall didn't just put the program on the national map, they created a legend that still resonates today. So was Randy Moss's college career actually crazier than you thought? Let us know in the comments below. And let us know if you'd like us to cover another player whose wild college story deserves to be told. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more incredible football stories from Red Zone Docs.
Got a man. Ball. Oh my, Randy Moss separates the defenders. 79 yards. When you throw it out there, good things happen.